It was just a crumpled piece of plastic in the trash, white, faintly stained, two pink lines. I stared at it for a full minute before reaching down. My hand didn't tremble, my breath didn't hitch, not yet. I'd gotten the vasectomy 2 years ago. Quietly, no ceremony, just a decision I made alone, because she wasn't ready and I didn't want an accident forcing a future we weren't aligned on. At least, that's what I told myself. Truth? Something had always felt off. But suspicion is a coward's emotion. I'd silenced it for years, until the test. I didn't confront her, I didn't even mention it. I slid it into a Ziploc bag and tucked it behind my briefcase in the closet. I watched her that night, her lips, her hands, the way she smiled, like nothing inside her was twisted. The next morning I heard her whispering on the phone. Kitchen, early, thought I was asleep. Of course I'll tell him it's his. My lover isn't ready for a baby. He might leave me. Besides, my husband's always wanted one. I stood at the top of the stairs, and something inside me died. I sat in my car for 4 hours that day, engine off, hands on the wheel. Her words replayed like a looped confession in my skull. My wife, my home, my life, a lie. And the worst part? I almost believed her story. That the baby was ours, that it was a miracle. Almost. She had once cried in my arms, saying she'd give me everything I ever wanted. I remember how tightly she held me that night. Now I know why. Guilt has a way of clinging tighter than love. At work, I stared at my computer but didn't see a thing. At home, I smiled when she talked about baby names. I touched her stomach when she reached for my hand. I became an actor in my own life, a mask with eyes that never blinked. I didn't ask questions. I listened, I observed, and I planned. Because when truth hides in shadows, you don't drag it into the light. You follow it, quietly, until it runs out of places to hide. I took pictures of the test, logged the date, the brand, ordered a DNA paternity kit online, non-invasive, silent. I checked her phone while she showered. Burner numbers, one labeled work. She didn't work late. She hadn't in months. But she told me she was exhausted every night. I traced the calls. One number showed up often, a florist in another city. I called, said I was confirming a delivery. The woman on the other end hesitated, then said, "Is this for Angela's husband or her boyfriend?" I hung up. I didn't flinch. She was sleeping next to me that night, curled into my side, breathing softly like she belonged there. I watched her, and I wondered how long she'd rehearsed the lie. The DNA test came back 2 days later, 0.00% probability of paternity. I printed it, slipped it into an envelope. On the front, I wrote, "You lied to the wrong man." I didn't leave it for her. I sent it to his wife. Yes, he was married too. Found that out last week. A perfect pair they were. I left everything, clothes, keys, her engagement ring. I placed it on the bathroom counter next to her prenatal vitamins. She called 23 times before noon. I didn't answer. The 24th was from an unknown number, a woman's voice. "I'm his wife," she said, voice trembling. I got the envelope. Silence. Then, but that's not what shocked me. I waited. He got a vasectomy 3 years ago. Her voice cracked like thin ice. "He never wanted kids," she said they'd trap him. "He said your wife, she was, just fun. He never thought she'd get pregnant. He didn't even know." I said nothing. "But now," she continued, "now I've told him, I've shown him everything." Her breath hitched. "He's denying it. But I know, and she'll know what it's like to be alone." I smiled, just a little. "You sent me the truth," she said. "Now I'll bury him with it." I hung up. No dramatic last words, no confrontation at the door, just silence. Let her find the empty closet. Let her stare at the ring. Let her count the lies backwards until nothing adds up anymore. She doesn't get an ending from me, just exact. I don't need to ruin her life. She's already done it, and I won't waste another second saving someone who was born to drown.